5-star front office reception interview Q&A. 1. The opening question: personality and brand fit. Question: what does 5-star service mean to you, and how will you make sure every guest truly feels that luxury here? To me, 5-star service is about knowing that the guest needs before they ask. It's more than just being fast, it's being personal and smooth. I'll make sure every guest feels this by greeting them warmly, making eye contact, using their name, and always looking for small ways to make their stay special, like having their preferred coffee ready as if we've hosted them many times before. 2. Operational knowledge, handling pressure. Question: imagine you have a line of guests, the phone is ringing constantly, and a VIP has an urgent request. How do you handle that high-stress situation? First, I stay calm. I quickly acknowledge every waiting guest with a smile and a brief apology for the delay. Then, I address the VIP's urgent request immediately, since their experience is key to our brand. I handle the queue and calls by prioritizing the quickest tasks first, and I'll ask a coworker to take the overflow calls or politely ask a caller if I can ring them back in 1 minute. The main goal is to handle the rush while keeping a perfectly calm face. 3. Service standards, LQA, and Forbes Travel Guide knowledge. Question: our hotel focuses on top quality using LQA and Forbes Travel Guide standards. Can you explain the main focus of these two programs? Ideal response: yes. The two are different, but both important. LQA is a detailed internal audit that focuses on specific procedures, cleanliness, and security. It's about following every rule perfectly. Forbes Travel Guide is a prestigious public rating that heavily focuses on service excellence and personalization. About 75% of their score is on how special the staff makes the guest feel. So LQA is about the rulebook, Forbes is about the feeling. 4. Problem resolution, complaint handling. Question: a tired, angry guest arrives and finds their reserved, non-smoking king room is actually a smoking twin room. How do you fix this and make them happy? I would first give a sincere, immediate apology and show I understand how frustrating that is. Then I quickly fix it by finding them a new king room right away, or immediately offering a free upgrade to a premium suite if one is available, offering a complimentary service like a free drink or dinner to make up for the mistake, escorting them to their new room personally. I will then make sure to log the issue so we investigate the mistake and prevent it from happening again. 5. Revenue management, upselling a suite. Question: as a front office agent, how do you successfully upsell a suite or a romantic dinner without sounding too pushy? Ideal response: upselling should always feel like I'm improving the guest's trip, not just making a sale. For example, if a guest is celebrating, I'll recommend the upgrade by focusing on the extra value, like a private balcony and free butler service. Or I'll suggest a Moet and Chandon Imperial Brut from our drink menu with a great table at our restaurant. It's about being observant and making a suggestion that adds real value to their stay. 6. Technical skills, PMS and forecast. Question: we use VHP, our hotel management system. What are 3 key pieces of information you check in VHP right at the start of your shift? Ideal response: at the start of my shift, I check the room availability and occupancy forecast. I need to know instantly how busy we are and if we have rooms for walk-ins. The reservation list to identify VIPs, long-staying guests, and any special requests that need immediate attention. The daily pickup rate for the next few days. This helps me know if we need to adjust our pricing or if there's a big group checking in that requires special planning. 7. Communication and teamwork. How do you ensure smooth communication between the front office and the housekeeping team, especially when a guest is waiting for a room? This requires clear, fast, and personal communication. For a guest who is waiting, I always use the system to mark the room as rush or RFI and then follow up personally with housekeeping, either on the phone or in person. I need to know their cleaning priorities and they need to know my check-in priorities. We are one team, and the guest should never see any breakdown in our communication. 8. Handling guest data and privacy. Question. A guest insists you tell them the room number of another guest, claiming it's their brother. How do you handle this? Guest privacy and safety come first. I would apologize and politely explain that due to our strict privacy policy, I cannot share any guest's room number or confirm they are staying here without their direct permission. However, I would offer to call the room for them and let the other guest decide whether they wish to meet or speak to the person in the lobby. That way, I respect our rules and still try to be helpful. 9. Upselling F&B and minor departments. Question. Our restaurant and spa are vital for revenue. When is the best time to recommend a spa treatment or one of our special cocktails? Ideal response. The best time is when the guest is relaxed and ready to be pampered. I would recommend the spa during check-in or after they've settled into their room, suggesting a signature massage or relaxing treatment to recover from their journey. For F&B, I would suggest our special Song Aria House Blend when they're returning to the hotel in the evening, as it's a perfect way to relax before dinner. I focus on suggesting an activity that fits their current mood. 10. Financial acumen, closing shift. Question. What is the most critical step in closing your shift, and why is accuracy so important? The most critical step is the cash and financial reconciliation. This means I must count all the cash, credit card slips, and vouchers and ensure they exactly match the report generated by the VHP system. Accuracy is vital because any mistake or discrepancy affects the hotel's daily financial figures and the overall profit and loss statement. A perfect closing guarantees correct revenue tracking and a smooth handoff to the next shift. 11. Handling irregular requests. Question. A guest asks to check out at 6 p.m. instead of noon. How do you communicate the charge for that late checkout? I would first check if the room is available. Then I would politely inform the guest of our policy. A late checkout until 6 p.m. typically costs 50% of the best available rate for that day. I'd communicate the exact figure clearly and frame it as an added benefit, allowing them to relax and enjoy the facilities longer before their flight. I ensure the charge is posted correctly and confirmed with the guest. 12. Commitment to personal development. Question. We value continuous learning. How would you approach training a brand new staff member for the front office team? I believe in a two-part training approach: system competency and service culture. I start with structured checklists, covering basics like the VHP system and SOPs for check-in and out. Then, I focus on soft skills, mentoring them on how to anticipate needs, use personal details, and always recover a negative situation. My goal is to develop staff who are not just competent, but who embody the warm, personal service expected of a 5-star hotel.